Did you guys already talk about, maybe it's in Mathura, I think, the place where Bhishma takes his vow? I remember one year we went there.
I don't remember. Where Bhishma takes his vow in Mathura.
We only went like one of the years that I went. But I think it was near Mathura. But if it's not in there.
There's a nice footnote here, just in case you wanted to know, because Pratibhu. What's the meaning of that word? Pratibhu. We know what it indicates, right? It indicates an expansion of an original deity, a new deity that's installed in the place of that deity, and is considered to be an expansion of that deity. And we also know that the Ashtashakis are all Pratibhu expansions of Srimati Radhika. But what's the meaning? I just saw that here in the footnote. Pratibhu means to be equal to. To be equal to. Yes, and a Pratibhu Vigraha is a deity that is considered non-different from the original deity it replaces. Yeah, so anyway, that's Kamyavan, okay? Then after that is Varshana, and we know Varshana, the whole long parikrama. But actually, it's not a very long section. It's not too long. Okay, but that's very important discussions there. We can't skip that. Then Nandagaon. Nandagaon also involves Nanda Bhavan. Then Radhika's resting place, all these places in Nanda Bhavan. Then Nanda Kunda, Nanda Baitak, where all the cowherd men met. And we would do that. I don't know if you were there during the year. We did it like maybe 2 or 3 years in a row. Nemi Maharaj, Vaikanas Maharaj, me, maybe. No, I don't think he was in that. So then, how they're coming to Nanda Maharaj and saying, we've been noticing your boy. And I was just looking in the Ananda Vrindavan Champu, that there's a very nice section of how they're having that dialogue with Nanda Maharaj. How Bilao. No one forgets that place. Yashoda Kunda, Madhusudan Kunda, Panihari Kunda, Charan Pahari. This is a low-lying place, Charan Pahari. Posts for binding the cows. Then Vrinda Devi, that's the other Kunja, which ISKCON got control of, and they installed a beautiful deity of Vrinda Devi there. And just for information, Srila Gurudev was very proud that in his temple, Rup Sanatan, they installed, there's only 3 deities in all of Brajmandala of Vrinda Devi. One is the original one. The second one is at Vrinda Kunja, which is the one that ISKCON has built a small temple there, and they have a very beautiful deity installed there. And then Gurudev's deity, the Rup Sanatan.
There's a new one, no? Pavanarsh put over by...
No, that's Yogamaya.
Oh, that's Yogamaya.
That's Yogamaya. Yeah. And that's an old deity, not a new deity.
Or they just renovated it a bit.
Yes. Pavan Sarovara, Sanatan Goswami Bhajan Kutir. That's all in Nandagaon. And then, of course, we come to, there's a lot of places here, but Terkadamba, that's one of the main places in Nandagaon. Main places. You know that at the end of the Brajmandala Parikrama, that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur did, and they had many pilgrims. We've seen photos, actually, like group photos, but there were even more than what we see in that old photo where Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta is sitting in the middle, and then crowds of devotees. So Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj was on that parikrama. It may have been 1932, something like that, 33. But he asked, Srila Prabhupada asked to Srila Sridhar Maharaj, in all of our Brajmandala Parikrama, which place did you like the best? And Srila Sridhar Maharaj said, Terkadamba. So at Terkadamba is the Bhajan Kutir of Srila Rupa Goswami, And I can tell you, I mean, maybe you were there also when Gurudev was there at that place with us. And he was in a very grave mood, very grave. And also at the Samadhi in Radha Damodar temple. Those two places of Rupa Goswami, Gurudev would be in a very, very grave and very deep mood at those places.
He really chastised me at Tirupati.
He did?
You do.
For what?
I had been drawing on my hand during class on the
Oh.
playground. And I thought that he couldn't see me. I thought it was hidden. And then mothers were like, draw on my daughter.
Uh-huh.
And so it started becoming a thing. And then at Tirupati, I like was going around and suddenly Gurudev was in front of me. He's like, grab my hand. He's like, I know what you've been doing during class. Go wash your hands right now.
Oh.
And he pushed me.
How old were you then?
Old enough.
Well, how old?
13 or 15.
Oh,
something like
okay.
that. Old enough.
Okay.
Yeah, anyways.
Very fortunate you got such a chastisement.
I never drew in class again.
That's for the streetwise, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Okay, let's see, Ashisheshwar Mahadev. You know what Ashisheshwar Mahadev is there? It's right across the field from Terkadamba. You can walk there in less than 10 minutes. And that's the place that the father of Nanda Maharaj, he worshipped Lord Shiva. Oh, wait a minute, no, Parjanya. The father or the grandfather of Nanda Maharaj? No, father of Nanda Maharaj used to bathe here and worship that Lord Shiva deity, the very same deity that's there. Thousands of years old, that deity. And he's called Ashisheshwar because he fulfills all desires. So Ashisheshwar Mahadev easily becomes pleased even by a little worship, and he bestows blessings. The word for blessings is Ashisha, by which all of one's desires may be fulfilled. Some Brajvasis also say that it was by the blessings of Ashisheshwar Mahadev that Parjanya Maharaj had 5 sons endowed with all good qualities and had such a highly qualified grandson as Shri Krishna. And that was by the blessings of Mahadev.
Wow.
Yes, so Krishna Kunda, Chach Kunda. Yeah, there's lots of places. Lalita Kunda, where that game was played by Narada, tricking, you know. And Uddavakyadi, we talked about that a little bit. Purnamasi's cave, Nandimukhi's place of residence. Runaki Junaki Kunda.
Jum jum is the sound of the ankle balls that you use.
Adjacent to Purnamasi's cave is Domanavan, which is also the location of Runaki Junaki Kund. The word
is the sound they make of the ankle balls. Runa juna.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it must have some-
Well, here it says, the word Domana means by 2 mines, Domanavan and Runaki Junaki Kund. The kunja of the 2 Sakis named Runaki and Junaki lies here.
Oh.
These 2 Sakis used to arrange Radha and Krishna's meeting here by using various tricks. With great happiness, they would sit them on the swing and swing them. Yeah. All right, so that's Nandagaon. Javat, of course, we know what is Javat. What is Javat? That's right. The place where our acharyas are praying that they will be, what was it? They'll be born in Varshana or something, but they will be married in Javat. Yes. So then Kokilavan, and Kokilavan is a very high place of Radha and Krishna's sweet pastimes and meetings. And there were many cuckoo birds, that's why it's called Kokila. Yes. Ratnakara Sarovara Ras Mandala Aujanok Bijavadi Kamai. I think this is the place where all these different village names, that's near to there where Gurudev would read from the book all these different villages. Like we did the other day, and we heard about how those villages have their name originates in the pastimes of Krishna. Kadirvan. Kadirvan is there in the Kokilavan, and that's where Lokanath Goswami lived, and Bhugarbha Goswami sometimes, and that's the place where Narottam Das Thakur met Lokanath Goswami in that pastime of him hiding and cleaning.
What's the name?
Kadirvan. Also the Bakasura demon appeared there. Main Chaka Kanpur Baitan Vadokor Charan Pahari Rasoli Kamala Paiman Kordovan Sheshashai. That's the place right next to probably the main Charan Pahari. That's the one that's in the field. You have to walk way out into the field, and it's also a walled in area. And Gurudev had very high regard for that place. But the place of Sheshashai is that one time when the playful Krishna was sporting here with Srimati Radhika and the Sakis, then the story about Sri Anantashai Vishnu somehow came up in their conversation. Right? And a strong desire to see the Shayana Leela, that means lying down Leela, of Anantashai Vishnu arose in Srimati Radhika's heart. So, Krishna himself arranged for her to see this pastime. Immersed in the mood of Anantashai, Shri Krishna laid down on a 1,000-petaled lotus in the middle of Kir Shagara. There's a pond right there. And Srimati Radhika, in the mood of Lakshmi, massaged his lotus feet. All the assembled gopis were astonished. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami alludes to this pastime in his Vrajavilas Stava, where he says, even though Srimati Radhika has extremely soft limbs, when she brought Sri Krishna's very soft and charming lotus feet near her chest, she could not bring herself to place them on it, as she feared that the touch of her hard breasts might cause him pain. May I obtain residence in the enchanting Vraja of Sheshashai Krishna. Oh, beautiful. Yes, and Mahaprabhu, when he traveled throughout Braj, he came to take darshan of this very place. And in doing so, he became filled with divine love. And there is a pleasant Kadamba forest here, and one can also take darshan of Prodanath and a swing. Nearby is a sitting place, Baitak of Balabhacharya. So, yeah, Kelan Van is called Shergar. Kelan Van. Oh, yes, because Kelna means to play. So Nanda Baba, he resided here for some time with all the gopis, gopas, and cows. And Vrishabhana Baba also stayed here with his whole family and herd of cows. So that famous pastime, which I think you might have done a play, but someone did a play of it when we were in Varshana. It's the one about the pot with 100 holes. And that took place there in Kelan Van. You did that? You did that?
A few times.
Drama?
Sometimes I got bad. Yeah, Govinda usually got all the water on him.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just read this little description. Jatila and Kotila, they thought themselves to be the what? What did they think themselves to be?
The most chaste. Mm-hmm.
The only chaste women in Braj. And they considered Radhika to be not even slightly chaste. They always spoke ill of Radhika, and they made propaganda against her. Krishna was aware of all this, so one day he pretended to be ill to the point of death. Yashodaji called expert doctors and Brahmins skilled in mantras, but no one was able to help, and finally Yogamaya Purnima arrived on the scene. She said, if any chaste lady brings water from the Yamuna in this earthen water pot, which has hundreds of holes, and if I then bathe Krishna with mantras with that water, then Kanaya can become healthy. Otherwise, it will be impossible to save him. Can you imagine? That Mother Yashoda, he's going to die. So, to see how Yogamaya creates the background of all of the Leelas. Finally, so then, then Yashoda ji, so Yashoda called Jatila and Kutila and requested them to bring water from the Yamuna in that special pot. Why did Yashoda call them?
They proclaimed they were the only two.
That's right. So they then went separately to the Yamuna to fill the pot, but were unable to retain even a drop of water in it. They left the pot on the Yamuna's shore, and they returned home by another path so as to not meet anyone. So Yogamaya Purnima then advised Yashoda Maya to request Srimati Radhika to bring water in that 100-hold pot. Upon being repeatedly requested, Srimati Radhika finally agreed to go to the Yamuna. She kept on saying no, 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 but finally she agreed. She successfully brought back water in that pot without spilling even one drop. Purnamasi sprinkled Krishna with that water and he immediately regained his health. And all the Vrajvasis were amazed to see this wonderful incident, and Radhika's chastity was praised everywhere. So then there's Ramghat, and that's near Sherghar, because this place is also, Kelanvan is also called Sherghar. So on the Parikrama, this is the place where that pastime, and then right near there is Ramghat. So Krishna and Balaram, this is the whole story of Lord Baladev, coming there and spending 2 months in dancing Ras at the Ramghat. Very important place. So many names, many names. Viharavan, near Ramghat, Akshayavat, yes. This is also called Bandirvat. That's that big tree. Yeah, Akshayavat. And that's where Pralambasura came there. Yes, and also there was a pastime that took place there at Akshayavat. One day, Srimati Radhika, the Sakis, and Sri Krishna were playing together here. The Sakis said to Krishna, Pranaballabha, you always boast that you have defeated even expert wrestlers, but why is it that Sridham defeated you? Sri Krishna answered, that is entirely untrue. No one in the whole universe can defeat me. I have never been defeated by Sridham. And Radhika replied, if that is so, then we gopis are ready to wrestle with you. If you defeat us, then we will understand that you are the topmost wrestler. The gopis dressed themselves as wrestlers, and Srimati Radhika wrestled with Krishna, easily defeating him. The Sakis clapped their hands and praised her. Since Sri Krishna and the Sakas wrestled and performed physical exercise here, the village near Akshayavat is called Kashrata. The word Kashrata means kasrat karna, or to perform physical exercise. It also means kushti karna, or to wrestle. When the ancient banyan tree that stood here disappeared, a new one was planted in its place. Note that Bandirvat, situated in Bandirvan, is a different pastime place on the other side of the Yamuna. So these are just, Tapovan, Tapovan. The young gopis prayed here for the fulfillment of their desires to have Krishna as their husband.
Is this all in Gala, right?
No. Wait. You might. Here, I'll check it out. This is Kokilavan and all the other pastime places near Kokilavan. So many. Yeah, so there must be, I mean, in this long list here, there's probably 50, 60 different village names here. This is a long, long list. All right, so that is, that's Kokilavan. And also at Kokilavan has been the last place that we visit on the parikrama in the last few years. Is the final place. And that's the place where they have that temple of Shanidev, Saturn, which is very wealthy because everybody comes there and gives lakhs of rupees, praying to Shanidev, please don't cause too much difficulty for us. Then Bhadravan and Bandirvan. So Bhadravan is situated 2 miles southeast of Nandagat, across the Yamuna, in one of the places where Sri Krishna and Balaram used to graze the cows. The forest of Bhadravan is named after Sri Balabhadra, who is Balaram. So places of darshan here are Bhadra Sarovara and Gocharan Stal. So that's just a very short section, and then comes Bandirvan. And of course that tree is there, that Bandirvan tree, and all those pastimes there where Radha and Krishna were married. And then there's a Venu Kupa, which is a well that was dug by Krishna's flute. Then there's a temple of Sri Baladev, and there's a Rasastali. From that town, we walk out into the fields, and that's another place of Ras Lila, another Rasastali Vamshivat. So Sri Krishna's place of Ras, as at Vamshivat, is situated a short distance from Bandirvat. This Vamshivat is a different place from the Vamshivat in Vrindavan. At the time of cow herding, Sri Krishna would climb this banyan tree and play his flute to call the cows. In this way, he would gather them and bring them all back home. Yeah, it's from there. There was a banyan tree there. Sometimes on a beautiful, pleasant night, he would also call his beloved gopis from here. Radhika, Lalita, Vishaka. And upon their arrival, Ras Lila would unfold under this Vamshivat. Then there's the temple of Sridham. This is a sweet place. I think it's in that same courtyard where we walk out into the fields and hear about the Rasa Lila. But beneath this Vamshivat is the temple of Sridham Bhaya. When Sri Krishna went to Mathura, Sridham Saka was heartbroken. He went to this solitary Vamshivat where he remembered Sri Krishna's sweet pastimes, filling his heart with sorrow. Many, many days later, when Sri Krishna returned to Gokul after killing Dantavakra, he again met with Sridham here and took Sridham with him. One can have darshan of Sridham in the temple here. And then there's a place called Sham Talaya. You know what that means? There's a pond. A pond is also called Talaya. It's situated near Vamshivat. And when the gopis became thirsty during Ras, Sri Shyamasundar made this pond with his flute and satisfied all the gopis with its luscious waters. Nowadays, this pond lies in a completely dilapidated condition with very little water, but still people take Achman here with faith. Yes. So that's the section on Bhadravan and Bandirvan. Then we come to Madhavan. Madhavan is one of the main forests of Braj Mandala. It is a wide and spacious area on the bank of the Yamuna. And Krishna and Balabhadra would bring the cows to graze in this enchanting forest full of lush trees and creepers, green grass, and untold varieties of fruits and flowers. The many pastimes places here include Mata or Manta Gaon, Krishna Kunda, Dangoli Gaon, Mansarovara, and Pani Gaon. So the word Mat Gaon, it refers to a large earthen pot meant for churning yogurt and other household chores. During Krishna's pastimes, these pots were made here and used by the Brajbasis in their daily household work. and hence the village is known as Mata. Not Mata, but Mata. Yes. It lies 2 miles south of Bandirvat and 5 miles north of Vrindavan on the other side of the Yamuna. Yes, so in the Bhakti Ratnakar, it says that. Then there's a place Panigaon. That's a place Maharshi Durvasa stayed at his hermitage ashram near Panigaon. Yes. So that's like on the other side, from Vrindavan, on the other side of Yamuna, and Bailvan, you know. Then as you go up the Yamuna towards Mathura, then there's the Mansarovar is there. It's not very far. You can rise there very quick on a bicycle from Vrindavan. And then farther along is Maharshi Durvasa Rishi's place, which obviously Srila Gurudev built his temple there. Oh yeah, this is the place where the pastime about crossing the Yamuna and how they would get across. And just tell that Krishna says, yes, oh, go to the bank of the Yamuna, Krishna's telling to them. And in unison, you should all say to the Yamuna Devi, if Krishna has not seen the face of any woman, then on the strength of his firm vow of celibacy, may we easily cross the river on foot. Right? And when they came to Durvasa, then he said, tell Yamuna, if Durvasa has not eaten any cooked food during his whole life, then on the strength of his austerities, may we cross over the Vrindavan to Vrindavan on foot. So when they asked to Durvasa Rishi, to Krishna, the gopis were greatly astonished that they had been able to cross the Yamuna on foot on the strength of Krishna and Maharshi Durvasa's declarations. Sri Krishna had been in the company of women since birth, and Maharshi Durvasa had devoured everything they had just brought him. They inquired from Sri Krishna about this mystery. Very seriously, he replied, although I stay with all of you day and night, my vow of celibacy nonetheless remains intact, because I do not think myself as the enjoyer. And Durvasa is also free from this identification. Therefore, although he has eaten everything, he has eaten nothing. Because why? They don't think themselves to be. Right. A person who thinks himself to be the enjoyer is strongly attached to this material existence. So the gopis looked at Krishna in great astonishment. That place where the gopis crossed the Yamuna is Panigaon, Panigat. So then there's the Manga. That's the end. That's a very short section. And now it's time for the Artik, right? So all that's remaining here is Bailvan and Lohavan, then Gokul Mahavan, and then Akrur Ghat, which is right near to Vrindavan. We walk to Akrur Ghat from the temple, and then Vrindavan. And that's the whole parikrama. So we'll pick and choose, I think that's what we'll do. Because we've also got, any other festivals that are coming?
Only the Gopastami,
Gopastami.
And there's a couple of appearances and disappearance day. On the
Yeah, there's some appearance and disappearance days.
And then Bhishma Panchami, and then that's it.
Ekadashi also.
Yeah.
The disappearance day of Srila Gorkishore Das Babaji Maharaj. And then the last day is Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj, also disappearance day. So, yeah, I mean, the Katha we can easily accomplish, and we can, because if we try to read everything in unison, then it will take too long.
Yeah.
We kind of have to do that on our own and relish and taste the Braj Mandala Parikrama book, place by place, village by village, you know. But we'll try to do the most prominent places we'll do. Varshana, of course, Nandagaon, of course, Javad, of course, Gokul Mahavan, like those places.
Which forest is Brahmandagat in?
What?
The
Which
Brahmandagat,
forest?
Yeah, that's for
Brahmanda Ghat, yeah, we were reading that the other day.
Oh man, I wasn't here.
Maybe Taliban. I'll look it up.
I can also.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Mark.
Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Shri Radha Govinda Jiyo Ki Jai Shri Jagannatha Baladev Subhadra Sudarshan Chakra Jiyo Ki Jai Jai Shri Giriraj Govardhan Ki Jai Nitai Gauranga Ki Jai Jai Shri Nrsimha Bhagavan Ki Jai Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Shri Radha Govinda Jiyo Ki Jai Jai Shri Gaur Arti Ki Jai Shri Radha Krishna Jugal Arti Ki Jai Nitai Gaur Premanandi.